Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Transplant Talk with Shonda. I am your hostess with the mostest, and I am delighted that you have come to be with us today and see another episode of Transplant Talk. Tonight's guest is a very special young lady. She's probably actually my first um, child recipient, the first child recipient that I've had, and she's actually an ambassador for LifeQuest. Okay, she is also a liver recipient. Now, the most amazing thing about this young lady, by the way, her name is Shekinah Butler, is that Shekinah received her liver transplant when she was a baby, when she was just 1 years old. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, that is just amazing. And today, Shekinah is 25 years old. So she has literally grown up with her kidney. And not only did she receive a kidney, because some people can receive partial, but she received a whole kidney. Such an amazing story. We actually met last week with LifeQuest, and she told her story. I was instantly kind of like connected to her and told her, hey, you need to be on my show. So I asked her, hey, how would you like to be on my show? Are you available on Thursday? And of course, she said yes. So we're super excited that she's here. And again, I want everyone that's on here now, okay, to please make sure that you visit our website, save1000lives.squarespace.com. Make sure that you like us on YouTube, Transplant Talk with Shonda. And I would love for you to subscribe, ring that bell, ring that notification bell. And tonight, I want you to swipe and invite. Don't be stingy. I want you to share this. I definitely want you to share this broadcast. So today, one more reminder, please, 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 if you are looking to become an organ donor, make sure that you go to Donate Life Florida, click on the link here, and you will see, all right, you will see how did you hear about us? This is other. Then you will see Save 1,000 Lives. Okay, so I wanted everyone to know that that is how you are able to become. Our mission again is to educate everyone about the need of organ donation, the greater need in the African American community. Okay, so everyone that is watching, I would just love to know, where is everyone from? If you are an organ donor, if you're part of an organ donor family, I would also like for you to, give us a green heart or a blue heart, just to let us know you're watching, and tell me where you're from. Where is everybody from? Where are all the donors from? Okay. So on Saturday, I had the special opportunity to talk to the high schoolers at First Coast High School in their driver's ed class. And the most remarkable thing happened. Even when I came in, I asked them already how many of them were organ donors. And I want to say maybe it was about 20 or so. And half of them had already made the decision to become organ donors. Their mindset had already, they had a perfect mindset of, what am I going to do with it? I won't be here. I can't take it with me. And I honestly wish more people had that mindset. You cannot take your organs with you. So, without any further ado, I would like to bring on my special guest, the beautiful, the talented, and her name, Shekinah. Don't that just make you say glory? Anyway, Shekinah, I'm going to call her Glory Butler, because everything that she endured, she's had such a wonderful life because someone said yes to let her become, or let them receive, her liver. So without any further ado, I present to you Miss Shekinah Glory Butler. That is her name. Hi, Shekinah.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing just wonderful. Again, I want to thank you for being part of our program today. And guys, she is this is her first time. Wanted to be able to get out and speak and tell her story, and she did it with me. So um I'm delighted that she actually said yes to me. How you gonna say no when you have such a beautiful, beautiful story to be able to share, with other people? So, Shekinah, if you would tell everybody a little bit about who Shekinah Butler is.
Let's see. I'm Shekinah Butler. I am a graduate of Bethune-Cookman University. I graduated in spring of 2018 with my bachelor's in gerontology, which is pretty much just working with the elderly population. And I work at an assisted living facility in their life enrichment department. So I do activities with the elderly at my job. Um, I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, where I joined in the Gamma Tau chapter at Bethune-Cookman in spring of 2018, as well as a member of Sisters Incorporated, which is a community service-based organization that I also joined at Bethune-Cookman University. But I recently became a charter member of the Jacksonville Professional Chapter of Sisters Incorporated, where I am the secretary of that chapter. And last February, I became an ambassador for LifeQuest organ donation.
You just a busy bee. You just a busy young lady. How awesome! How awesome is that? And shout out to Bethune Cookman. Yeah, I told her I did not hold it against her that she went to Bethune because, of course, our rattlers are in the building. Rattlers are in the house, and she has a family full of rattlers, so there's no love lost. A young lady, African American young lady out there getting her education, helping to better our community. I'm all for it. So there's definitely no hate there. So again, thank you so much for just being active. And the more people see you, the more people will understand why it's important, to become, organ donors. I want to just pause for a second. Hello, Miss Denise, you back again. I totally appreciate you. Hello, Vanetta. How are you, dear? And hello, is this your sister, Williamson?
Yes.
Oh, yes, man. We want to give a shout out to her sister. What's going on? Wait a minute. Oh, hey, lady. She was at the meeting too. I just want
Mm-hmm.
to make sure. How you doing, girl? Yeah, we are, just happy, that you're here. But when I tell you her story is just absolutely amazing. It's just amazing. And all of this happened, at a very, very young age. Again, when she was a baby. And I actually had the privilege and honor of speaking with her mom off camera because everyone is really shy and very private. Well, I don't want to say shy, but very private, and I want to respect her parents' wishes and their privacy. So we were able to find out. We're going to start in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, here's a special thing for me with Shekinah. She was born. She's a September baby, and my daughter, like their birthdays are like 4 days apart. So and then they're born the same year. Okay. I think I paused for a minute. Okay. So they were born the same year. So I was just really excited because I said to myself, oh, she's like another baby for me because my oldest baby and her are the same age, just a few days apart. But I remember my daughter, Chanel, being sick when she was born in September. By January, she had an upper respiratory infection. And I was boo-hoo crying. I'm like, somebody help my baby, please get her to breathe and all of these things. But your experience was totally different because you needed a liver. So with your mom explaining, I want to make sure that the audience, understands that when you are a few months old, your mom said that she felt like it was something wrong. Can you give us a little bit of that
Mm-hmm.
story?
I think she said that she noticed the discoloration in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes started turning yellow, which is a sign of jaundice, which
Okay.
can lead to different things, but it
Right.
just happened to be that something was going on with my liver.
So, and so while she was taking care of you,
Mhm.
your mom took you to the hospital and they explained to her that what was going on with your body.
Mhm.
Okay. But what was causing the jaundice in the discoloration? What was causing?
So I was diagnosed with biliary atresia, which affects the bile ducts in the body, which is
Mm,
like a blockage. It's like it blocks everything like in your intestines to an
mm,
extent.
mm,
So everything wasn't flowing properly.
mm,
So that's what led to my liver kind of eating away at itself in a
mm,
sense.
mm.
And
That's the part. Now, she went to different hospitals here in Jacksonville, but
mhm,
ultimately you ended up in my hometown, Miami, Florida, at
mhm,
Jackson Memorial Hospital.
mhm.
And your mom, explained a little bit there. So what happened when you went to Jackson Memorial?
I, as it started off when they first diagnosed me, they were able to keep. I was able to keep my own liver for a
Mm,
while. It wasn't as bad, so they were able to manage it. But
okay.
once it got to a point where it became too much, that's how I ended up in Miami because they weren't doing transplants at the hospitals that I was going to here. So I
Right.
had to go to Jackson Memorial for the surgery.
Right. And just to, add a little footnote to that, this is in 1995.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a newborn baby, a few months old now, and now mom has learned that her baby needs a liver. So again, going back to my story with Chanel, I was a basket case. I didn't want to leave her side. I was right there, so I could only imagine the emotions. Mom saying that they had to kind of make you or make her leave there, just to go get a little rest or take showers and stuff because we don't leave our
Mm-hmm.
baby because
Mm-hmm.
our baby. So let's talk about you having to get on the transplant list. As a baby, gosh, she didn't tell them a little bit. I don't want to tell all the story. So tell them how long you waited.
I was on the transplant list for a couple of weeks. And I think my mom we stayed in Miami for like a good 3 months because
Mhm,
she was going back and forth and instead of driving from Jacksonville down to Miami every couple of days. I had an uncle and a cousin that lived in Miami that she got a chance to stay with, and they would help her get around the city. So when she got to the point where she felt like she knew the city too much, she was ready to come home, and they
right.
had me under control, and I
Mhm,
was on the list. And she said as soon as she got home good enough,
right.
we got the call to come back to Miami because they had a liver for me.
I deliver.
And
Uh,
they gave her an emergency
fly-
helicopter plane
yeah,
flight
yeah,
to
you're
straight to the hospital because
mhm,
the liver like organs can only last so long
right.
outside of the body.
I want you to say that again. Go ahead and say that again. Because we know people think, oh, they're gonna take my organs, and like the organs can just stay outside the body for 24 hours.
Yeah, no, you only got a couple of hours.
Yeah, a
After
couple
that is
hours.
really you can't
Yeah,
do anything with it.
let's shut these myths down, And again, it's according to your height, your weight,
Hmm.
and the amazing part, she is a baby, y'all. She is a baby.
Yeah, I
So
had just turned one.
that she's doing. It's still a baby, and y'all still babies because we the mamas. So y'all still babies. So y'all still are babies. So like, hey Katrina, how you doing, sweetheart? I I'm still in awe of how your mom was able to just kind of really take care of you.
Hmm.
Mind you, she is a baby. She has to take all of these medicines. So once she received the transplant, mom had to get an honorary PhD. She became one nurse, a doctor, just like we did, and other caretakers. We all have our PhDs and learning on this on the job training. And so your mom had to learn how to dispense the medicine to you. Y'all, she's
Mm-hmm.
a baby, y'all. She's a baby. And tell everyone how many medications you were on.
About 13
Yeah, about
at the
30.
time of it, and now I'm on one.
Now, now she, look at Shekinah. Glory. Didn't I tell y'all her name already speaks volume? You just hear glory every time you hear Shekinah glory, and that's absolutely one of my favorite songs as well. So I absolutely love her name. I think it's very befitting to have such a such a beautiful name. And so the mom is teaching her, and now as you are growing up, you are beginning to notice maybe something different, like what's going on. How what was your mindset, back then as you are growing up?
I think at first it just seemed normal because that's what I was used to. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think anything of it like as a child. I just knew I had to take medication, but I never really understood what it was for. I just knew like, okay, it's time to take it. And I
Mm-hmm.
just went on and took it. And
And
I
you
think,
started doing it yourself, right? You started taking your own
yeah,
medication.
by the time I learned how to take my own medication by myself, I was already on one medication.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that's the one I'm still on.
Mm-hmm. And again, most people receive, maybe a half, a kidney, and they expect it to regenerate, but she received a whole one. What a
A
special blessing.
liver.
A liver, I'm sorry. What did I
It's
say?
okay.
The liver when she received her liver. So
Hmm.
how amazing is that she received a whole liver, and she was able to grow with it, because I want to say the life expectancy after transplant is 5 years.
Hmm.
And the people I've met, they have beat the odds, and they are still, still on this earth. Other people I've met that have had kidneys for 30 plus years, 25 plus years, T, Marshall, just people that have been on the show. I mean, they're beating the odds. It's totally, just amazing. So I want to go back to when you said this was your normal, what might not be normal for us,
Hmm.
it just looked normal for you. So what were some of the things you kind of did? Because I know with me, I would say, no, my baby's not going anywhere. She got to stay here with me. But you were able to be around your family members and everything. What was that experience like?
It was fine. I mean, they didn't really treat me like they were cautious of me,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't really treat me different. I still got a chance to go to school with
Mm-hmm.
the regular population.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like put in a bubble or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Especially once my immune system built up, because after I got my transplant, my mom quit her job to
Mm-hmm.
take care of me since I had to be watched and taken care of full time.
Right.
And I remember her telling me I had to go to preschool. I had been home all this time.
Right.
So now that I got to go mingle with other kids, it's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do now? Because I was still taking like certain medications,
Mm-hmm.
and the preschool had to be aware and make sure I took it. So they would watch me take it as
Oh,
I was there too.
of course.
And
Yeah.
luckily, the preschool was like a block from my house.
Okay. So mama still wasn't that far away. Her baby. She'll get to her baby. Now, again, when she was to receive the transplant, they did the whole, take an emergency flight, get the EMTs or the ambulance there to get her to the hospital. And guys, that alone was like 300. Well, everything for the transplant was $300,000, guys. $300,000. Thank God for insurance, because her dad had impeccable insurance. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh man, I don't need no insurance." Let something happen to you. Because if her dad really didn't have that insurance, then that would have totally been, something different, for her. But as you all can see, when you do become a donor, you see what life has to offer. Look at her; she's thriving. She is thriving. I did ask her mom, when once she was, when she was getting ready to walk. Oh, wait, the other part is while she was in the hospital after she had the transplant, your mama said you was a little feisty. You were pulling cords out everywhere, and they had
Mhm.
to drain you. So,
Mhm.
she said, yeah, she was a little spitfire. She was pulling out cords. I told them go ahead and hold it down, and I couldn't imagine just having my child restrained, but that was something that was needed for her life, and for her to have a better life. So that definitely was something else that was like for a mama, like, oh my God, don't do that to my baby. But again, look at you now, and I want to make sure that everyone knows that medicine for transplant recipients, the medicine is not cheap. It is not cheap by far. But again, I think what did your mom say your price was for the medication?
About $1,300
Around thirteen hundred
for like
dollars,
a 3-month supply.
3 month supply. Now, I promise you, when I had to get medicine, I remember going to the pharmacy and the pharmacist saying, "Okay, ma'am, that's $1,500," and it wasn't a 30-day supply. So to receive that with 3 month supply at $1,300, when I tell you, if I could get on a pharmaceutical company for how much these medications cost, when you have to decide I gotta eat or I gotta take my medicine. Nobody should be put in that position to have to choose
Mhm.
between a life-saving transplant and taking care of your family. So how these medications, just shoot up. So how they just skyrocket, and heart recipients and kidney recipients have to pay so much in order to do that. I think that probably be another battle that I take on, because man, it's astronomical how much. Howsoever, you were able to just recently, I don't know if it was recently, but tell us about
Mhm.
Astra.
Yeah, once I aged out of Nemours and
Okay.
Wilson's children,
Mhm.
it took me about a year to get into Mayo because Mayo is kind of hard to get into.
Right, right. Okay.
You have to have like really, really good insurance to get
Okay.
into Mayo Clinic. So once
Okay.
we got there, they told us about this program that would allow me to get my medication for free.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Now I don't know if that medication is just um for your liver, or is it for everybody?
I
Yeah,
have no idea.
yeah, we don't know that, but
I
I
don't know.
know it's called Astra at Mayo Hospital, and what a blessing that is to not have to worry about it, because you know when my my daughter turns 26 this year, so she lets me know all the time that I'm on your insurance until I'm 26. So she was gonna ride that till the wheels fell off, and I nicely remind her, September is coming. It's not like she doesn't have a good job. She has a great job, but now you have to look into those benefits. And I didn't know what type of stipulations it might be if you were on your parents' insurance and you were an organ recipient.
Mhm.
So absolutely nothing changes. Nothing changes with that. They still have to get their own insurance. But thank God for Astra. And if you all need to look into it, y'all might want to call Mayo. I can't help you. I don't know. But just imagine, you being able your to see your daughter thrive in life. And I know at one point, Shekinah, this was even last week, you shared with us how how emotional you got after thinking about all the people that one your donor was able
Mhm.
to save, but unfortunately, what happened to them?
They passed away. I'm not sure how many people they were able to save, but
Mhm.
I was the only one that received an organ from that donor that survived.
Yeah. So again, that name, Shekinah. Shekinah glory, Shekinah glory. So you kind of have those moments of, why me? Why am I still here?
Yeah.
As if you are not worthy, and you are so worthy to be here. And again, God has a purpose and a plan for your life. And you stepping out of your shadow, even though you had your sister, what was it called again? The sisters luncheon, or
Yeah, we at Cookman we had a empowerment tea,
Yeah,
and it
and
was themed around organ donation.
yeah.
I was
See,
kind of over that
yeah. Again, it was
program, that part of the program.
yeah, yeah. And again, that is why you're still here. You know, God's plan was for you to be able to get out and for you to get out and be able to tell how God blessed you and to give somebody else hope, just in case somebody else has a small child. We know that there's maybe 8,000 liver um, liver transplants a year. You know, it might be 8,000. And it's just like that song again, millions didn't make it, but I'm one of the ones who did. And so it's a purpose and reason for you to be here. And again, yes, Jalen Terrell, Shekinah Glory, that's her name for me, Shekinah Glory Butler, because I fully believe that there's a reason for this young lady to be here. And she is going to do great things. She's going to do great things. So this is part of her plan. I've always believed, you know, God has a purpose and plan, and your steps are ordered, ma'am. Your steps are ordered. So wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, if I could be there to help you and assist you in any kind of way, I know you want to also perhaps do something like this. I'm right here with you. Whatever it is that you want to do to get God's, God's glory for everything that He's done for you, and don't ever feel like you're undeserving because you're beautiful and you are supposed to be here. So walk in your purpose, young lady. Walk in
Yes,
your
ma'am.
purpose and God's divine intervention. Whatever He has for you, don't say no. Like you didn't tell me no. So you just just keep it going. And I don't think you ever met the organ donor family,
Mm-mm.
so they wanted to, be, private as well. But, I told you I wasn't going to hold you long. But if, you talk to my audience and tell them how and why organ donation was so near to you and dear to you.
The reason I decided to be an ambassador
Mm-hmm.
was to reach out to a younger crowd for the most part, as well as the Black community, because it's not a topic that's talked about unless we have to fully face it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're scrambling around trying to figure out what's next, amongst other things we don't talk about, but that's a different story.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
I just felt the need to bring more awareness to organ donation, as well as to kind of get myself out of my own shell. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
at a point where I'm beginning to become more comfortable
Mm-hmm.
talking about my story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite there, but I'm getting there.
Oh, you're there. You're there. You're definitely there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, thank you. I'm gonna try to get her to come over with me to First Coast and be able to talk to those kids, you know, as well. And I encourage everybody. It might not be a topic of discussion right now at the dinner table, but Transplant Talk with Nashonda wants to make sure that it at least becomes a topic of discussion. We could talk about everything else. Sometimes if your child is of a can drive, they might have to get in their permit, talk about it, just talk about it for a minute and see how they feel about it. The kids in the room that I spoke to on Saturday, they said, oh yes, my parents are organ donors, and they encouraged me to do it. And I said, well, shout out to those parents for being able to just have that discussion and talk to those kids. And so again, thank you, Shekinah.
You're welcome.
I want to point out to everybody. I just want you to see our faces. That face is a face of a living transplant recipient. This face is a person of someone that passed away while waiting for a transplant. We know that every 10 minutes somebody's added to the list, but 22 people die every day. That's this face. It'll be 3 years in April that my husband passed away. My late husband passed away. 3 years. So if you just think about it, look at these faces, we African American women. All right. If she wasn't sitting there, maybe I would have been talking to her mom. But she's sitting there. So I want you to recognize, what it is that you're seeing. So I love to tell people, look at my face. I go visit a grave And this beautiful young lady is able to go around and tell people her story, God's plan. So, guys, Shekinah, is there anything else that you would like to add? If people wanted to reach out to you, where can they find you?
You can reach my Instagram. It's CHINAH. It's the end of my name, my first name,
Mm-hmm.
underscore reserved.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody has any questions, and I will have my platform that I'm working on to bring more awareness to organ donation and other topics. It's called it's at on Instagram at underscore concealed scars.
Mm.
And that's my awareness platform.
And that's all we got to do. If everybody brings awareness, then we are able to help our community. We're able to help our community. So, you know what? Oh my God, today is the 25th, and he passed away on April 25th. So, we really are approaching the 3 years. So, without any further ado, guys, I want to thank everyone for watching Shekinah Glory Butler. That might not even be her middle name, but that's just what I call it. Shekinah Glory. That just automatically goes when you see someone being able to, receive the gift of life. So I just want to say hello to everybody again. Um, Mr. Terrell, my brother Horace, I love you. Tell Colleen, hey, your beautiful wife. And thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, we all have a purpose on this earth, and we got to walk in this purpose. We got to walk in this purpose. So don't forget to find us on Facebook. Hey, Malcolm. Hey, Malcolm. Um, just wanted to make sure tell my sis, hey. Just want to make sure I said hello to everybody. And please, please, please like and subscribe. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. And until next week, guys. Listen, we got 1 week before spring break. Won't he do it? One more week before spring break. And nobody is happier than I am about us getting ready to go on spring break. All right, somebody commented on the post. Okay, okay. All right, so we're gonna say good night. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. I just thought this was a sweet, sweet story, and about God's plan and what He's able to do to have this young lady walking around this earth. All right. So until next time, guys, God bless you all. And I just want to say good night.